Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be releasing this video on February 1st as a part of like a Valentine's Day makeup series. And I just wanted to show you guys some of the creative looks that I'm going to be working on. Instead of just posting them to Instagram or TikTok, I wanted to come here and give you guys a tutorial. Before I get into my line art, I wanted to show you guys an example of a very basic alternative makeup look that you can do with whatever color palette you want based on whatever you have access to. The technique is more important than the tools for this one. And then after I'm done recording this video, I'm going to do a separate video walking you guys through the line art, because different people watch different type of makeup tutorials for different reasons. Some of you guys want basic eyeshadow look, to look alternative when you don't have a lot of time to do your makeup, when you don't have the time to do graphic liner, when you don't have the time to do different types of cut creases and like freckles and all that. You just got enough time to put on your foundation, do your contour, slap on a little bit of eyeshadow and do your eyeliner and get the fuck out in like 20, maybe 30 minutes tops. That is a quick makeup look for me because I am a creative person. And if you've been following me for a while, like even if you don't watch my makeup videos, if you watch any of my art videos, any of my vlogs, you're gonna see some of those creative makeup looks in my content. And because I exist as a creative person and I like creative makeup looks, people are always asking me for makeup tutorials, makeup advice. Sometimes people will ask me, if you don't have time to paint all those little decorations on your face and you still want to do your makeup and you only have about 20-30 minutes to do your makeup, what do you do? Do you just not wear makeup at all if you can't do a full look and just say F it? Or do you just put something together? This is me just putting something together. Now for the sake of time, I already did my base and I do have a base video showing you how I got to this step. The only difference between that base video and this one is I did add a little bit more blush. And I don't care who says anything about it, blush blindness, eyeliner blindness, highlighter blindness, eyeshadow blindness, or whatever. I am an alternative person, and this is for the people that want a quick alternative makeup look. I don't think I have an everyday makeup look, but this has been my go-to for the past year or so, when I just need to get out the house real quick and I got something to do and I want to do my face, but I don't have time to do that much. I stopped doing the disclaimers, but I'm just going to do a quick one here. Just do a quick one because the videos are circulating and I don't want the criticism that comes from being on the wrong side of the internet. So, I'm not a professional makeup artist. I don't do makeup on other people. This video is for fun, education, entertainment, and me sharing with you things that I do. Specifically for me, I noticed that there is a gap in the market for alternative makeup looks, specifically for people of color and people who are a little bit more creative in their looks and don't want to just limit themselves to just black eyeshadow liner and that's it. And because this is like a February look, I am going to be emphasizing reds, pinks, and peaches because I want to have like alternative Valentine's Day inspired looks. So today is a base before I do my graphic liner, before I do my freckles, before I do my eyebrows, before I do anything. I'm going to show you guys how I'm able to come together and do a quick alternative look. So I bought these palettes last year as a Valentine's Day gift for myself. They're the ColourPop Valentine's Day palettes that they had available last year. This one is Flirty Talk. This one is Lost in Love. They're like red and pink and peaches and like fuchsia tones. Just varying shades of that. So I'm going to be using these two palettes interchangeably for these looks. They're very great for, you know, quick to go makeup look. As for the ColourPop other shades, I'm going to be using Blowing Smoke, Baby Got Peach, and Wine and Only. As for my highlight, I'm going to be using this Aurora Lights and this One Size Cheek Glapper, and also like the shimmery shades in like Flirty Talk. This looks white, but it's actually iridescent. And gonna be playing around with these iridescent, you know, shades here. Like these are like straight up glitters. This is like a glitter shimmer, and then these are just straight up shimmers. So any shimmery eyeshadow you have, if you have a palette with a mix of mattes and shimmers, then I recommend you use the shimmery looks that coincide with whatever colors you're going to be using. Today I'm going to do a very basic smoky eye. I'm going to start with e.l.f. Camo 16-hour wear concealer. I'm going to be looking into this mirror to get a better look at my face. So I'm going to zoom in and show you guys a close-up look. I'm starting with these 3 little dots because I like really big makeup. I don't limit myself to just doing eyeshadow in my eye area. I like to extend it a little bit out here just to give me a wider look. And I'm just gonna pat this in a circle. Like pat, but like in a circle. That's like the best way I can describe this blending technique. Till I'm able to fill it in. I want it to be thicker around the base. And I'm just gonna be turning this from here to here to get like a sharper view. That is where I'm anticipating my eyeliner to be. And then I'm gonna flatten again. Alright, so now that we have that out of the way, I'm gonna use this this is NYX Jumbo Pencil. I have it in black. I need to find a pencil sharpener. So for those of you who did not know and who ended up throwing these away, this Jumbo Pencil by NYX is not a twist up thing that's broken. You actually need to get a pencil sharpener and use the fat hole to sharpen it. See, look, all this just came off, and now I have a clean pencil again. It is a pencil, you need to sharpen it. It's not a twist off thing. This thing down here don't move. A lot of y'all were on the internet like maybe a year or 2 ago going, oh my gosh, I hate the NYX Jumbo pencils. The twisty thing doesn't work. I had to throw it away, but I really like it. You need a pencil sharpener and just put it in the fat hole and boom. Look at that. All right. So I'm going to start with this as a base, and I'm going to go at it very messy, okay? Very messy. Because it doesn't have to be neat. I'm doing these little soft pat motions just at the base, okay? Just at the base. Boom. We're messy. It's kind of fluffy like this. And we're gonna pat. Pat, pat, pat. And blend. We're doing this pat motion to blend it out. Okay? And once it gets a little bit more even, you're gonna flip it, your brush, to the clean side. And then we're gonna do these little circles up to blend it out more. To create a gradient. Alright, it should look similar to that. Don't worry about this right here. We're going to clean that up later. So now that we blended out that pencil, it kind of has like a greasy, you know, cream base. We're going to mattify it with this Blowing Smoke palette. Now this has a matte and like a glittery black. I'm going to use the glittery black even though you can hardly see it. I do have a glittery black from Glam Goth, but because I'm going to blend this into like a red smoky eye, and later I want to paint like some graphic designs on my eyelid, and the glitter, the eyeshadow isn't the focus today. This is just a base for my creative look that I'm going to do later. So I'm going to take this. I'm using the exact same brush, by the way. And I'm just, you know, getting the pigment on there. You know, this right here down below. And I'm going to go over the exact same area where I was. And I'm just packing it. Front and the back. Just pack, 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 pack. Okay. If you want your eyeliner to be a little bit more even, you can try tape, but if you're a messy alternative girl like me, then that's not really that important. So that's what we're doing. Take a clean brush and I'm gonna go at these edges and do that sweepy motion again up. Okay, up, 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 up. And now it's a little bit more blended. Don't worry about it being uneven because I'm going to be adding layers of reds on here to create a black red smoky eye gradient. That's what a smoky eye is. It is a gradient starting from darkest to lightest. That's what creates that smoky effect. So now that we have a nice blended black base, I'm going to go over with this one only, and I'm going to use a different fluffy brush. Okay. So brush that kind of looks like this, similar to the brush that I used beforehand. And I'm gonna go with the darkest red in here that is a matte. This is the darkest red that is a matte in this palette. And I'm gonna do the exact same thing. Just pack the pigment and I'm gonna go over the blended area. Okay, over this area. And right now I'm just packing the pigment, pack, pack, pack. And then I'm going to take a clean brush and I'm going to blend up. Do those little soft little motions. Blend, blend, blend up, 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 up we go. And again, I'm not worried about it being even because it's a gradient. So I'm going to keep packing on more and more pigment till I get to about here. I use a different palette. This is the Lost in Love palette. And there's a very nice bright red and orange red. So we're going to go from here to here to get like a bright smoky eye. I have a dark smoky eye. You can stop here if you want, just do your eyeliner and your eyebrows, but I'm gonna go up to get like that bright look. So I'm using the exact same brush and I'm going over with that. Gonna start off here in this red, and I'm really just packing in the pigment, and I'm gonna be looking at this mirror, and I'm gonna go over the top of where I blended out that darker red. And at first it's not gonna show, you're not gonna see much, but you're definitely gonna notice a difference. So this is the brush that I'm using. It's kind of like a rounded brush, like a miniature round brush is the best way I can describe it. I'm gonna use this for my inner corners, and I am going to be playing around with this shimmer shade and this shimmer shade, and I'm gonna be using like this orange red right here to kind of highlight around here. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start off from lightest to darkest, so I'm using the same brush, and I'm gonna tap off the excess, and I'm gonna just do a little dab. Try and blend that out as best as possible. All right, little dab, and I'm just gonna like use my finger to kind of blend in that black eyeshadow that I had before that, but we're not gonna worry about it too much because I am gonna take care of that later. So this shade right here. So what? I'm gonna tap, tap, tap. Alright, so I just did my nose highlighter, and that is how it looks. You want to use a fluffy brush similar to this to brush off your translucent powder or your setting powder, whatever it is you use to bake your under eye. And just do little sweepy motions like this. And you want to like kind of pull it up. Fluffy brush, and add just a little bit of that to my eyeshadow in order to set it. Now if you want, you can stop here, do your eyebrows, your eyeliner, mascara, put your lipstick on, and go. But this is for the people that is short on time but still extra. I'm gonna be using shade Talk to Me in my under eye, and that is in the Flirty Talk palette here. I'm gonna be using like a short fluffy brush like this. I think it has that little angle. Got this flat brush right here, flat square brush. It's this one right here, over the shade that I just went over to add like a little pop of shimmer, especially in the inner corner area. So I think that I'm gonna make this into a separate video because some of you guys have been looking for eyeliner tutorials, and I'm going to show you some tips and tricks that I use to make my eyeliner be as sharp and as pointy as possible. So as always, I'm gonna recommend you get some nail art brushes that are detailed, that are thin. These specifically right here, they're really thin, they're really skinny, and they're gonna allow you to get that fine point. I'm specifically gonna be using this brush right here. And you can barely see it because it's super duper tiny. But I'm gonna be using this specific type of brush here to do my eyeliner, especially for the inner corners, to get really fine sharp points. And I'm using liquid eyeliner. Now this has, you know, a pointiness to it, you know, it is kind of pointy. However, it's too hit or miss, and I don't like playing that game. So we're gonna be taking this and dipping it, making sure that it's nice and saturated, okay? Nice and saturated. I'm gonna look into my tiny little mirror, and I'm gonna hold it like this. If you're holding your pencil or your paintbrush like this and you're trying to get sharp points and you're wondering why you not get them, it's because you're holding it like this when you need to be holding it like this instead. So like, not like this, but like this. Your brush needs to be like perpendicular to your face to get that nice sharp point. I'm gonna try and zoom this as much as I can, but it's a nice, fine, pointy triangle. Alright, nice, sharp, and pointy. Before we do the middle, we're gonna make sure that the outer edges are nice and pointy too. And you're about done. Just do your eyebrows, and just do your eyebrows, your lipstick, maybe put on some highlighter if you want on your cheeks, and then you're good. Alright, I'm not worried about whether or not these two are even because, again, this is a base for graphic liner, and I tend to be a little bit messy with my base when I do graphic liner because I want the third show to be the graphic liner. But I'm going to go at my under eye with that same little mini brush I used to make these corners, and I'm going to hold it, you know, perpendicular to my face. just started with my nose, kind of sweep, trace the outline of my eye, and connect it to this bottom. Alright, so this is the finished look. You can stop here, do your eyebrows, and do your highlighter and stuff if you want to. But this is specifically, you know, if you only got about 20-30 minutes, this is how long it should take you to do like a really basic black and red smoky eye look, and with like really big eyeliner and, you know, your under eyes and everything. Really simple. And I just have on like a deep red lipstick with black eyeliner as a base, and that is the finished look. If you want to see how I dress this look up with some graphic liner, then stay tuned and watch the next video, because in the next video I'm gonna be doing a tutorial on that look and how this all comes together. But this is my base, and I'm not gonna do my eyebrows yet, and I'm not gonna do my highlighter yet, because I haven't decided the colors that I want for this graphic look, but I know what I want to draw.